Normally.
Parang strong na draft ulit.
Smells like team spirit.
Spirit now there, you can sense the victory coming, and I want to see if they can keep up that same carefree attitude we've seen from them so far.
Just playing Dota, just having fun with each other.
Yeah.
Surely that, you know, that's gotta feel like at some point you've gotta be thinking like, oh, are we gonna win, guys?
Is this actually gonna happen?
Are we doing this?
It's crazy, but we'll see if it ends up happening here as Mira spots out a couple of those treants that are trying to get a little bit of vision. So interesting things to watch for in this as far as a laning matchup is concerned. We'll see where that Nature's Prophet ends up at and how much pressure they can put on. Very annoying hero to deal with in the early goings.
Yeah, very much a discussion of timings really throughout all the games today. I feel like we're finding that one team seems to have a very clear, we want to do this at 20 minutes. And the other team's like, we just want to hang out and kind of scale.
Oh, XinQ gonna have to back out there on the Shaker. And 3 bounty runes again for Team Spirit, just like last game.
I will say, I believe this game that LGD had a very good idea of what was going on. I think they completely saw that puck pick coming. I think they banned around the fact that, like, yeah, that's going to be left in. We're okay with that. It's a go-to hero versus the Morphling. I wouldn't say they're really surprised. TORONTOTOKYO, obviously an amazing player, but, you know, the puck not exactly one of the ones that's been, you know, popping off the rampages here for Team Spirit.
True enough.
Those spirits tend to scale just like a little bit more, and you kind of lack that a bit on the puck.
It'll be something to watch for, though, if he can make those good rotations, as obviously the Nature's Prophet on Faith Beyond can also move into multiple different lanes. So we'll keep our eyes on it. And like you said, I think both drafts have like a very clear identity behind them, right? You got this Magnus that's going to start off the fights occasionally after the puck comes in. You've got the Morph Shaker as a potential danger later on, but it is of course going to be played on that support Shaker this time. So we'll see if you can get into the items at the same timing we've seen for the cores.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like PSG.LGD were very much ready for that, right? The Dark Willow came out, and then right away they're just like, yeah. We saw that earlier. We know, you want the Morph and the Willow. We're taking the Morph and the Shaker. It's pretty good too, but yeah, the support Shaker hasn't worked as well, so well, a little bit close there, but Ame's all right.
He's going to be able to dodge away from that one. You could see here also a nice little interrupt on the pull through that came through, and Faith Beyond steps over to the side. This, of course, sets up some free farm for the Luna. Normal laning shenanigans and the power that you have as Bane in these early goings.
Yeah, it's frustrating for the Bane too, because like you're so used to being able to dominate a lot of situations as Bane. Well, Miposhka now actually trapped in by a Fisher with the treants on top of him.
A lot of damage out there onto this poor old Bane. Can they run him down? A couple more hits is all they need. Not quite able to get that last right click, and Miposhka with the brain sap and the runaway. XinQ still might be able to run him down. That boots advantage,
he's not careful.
But
all right,
no.
good choice, XinQ. Good choice.
Keeps it safe that time.
But yeah, I mean, Bane, obviously you're used to trading favorably and having answers to like someone trying to pull your wave. But with the Nightmare and the treants being there, they actually have some counterplay here to like trying to set up for plays as well in the lane. So it's a good pick for the Prophet.
Allows him to play that much more freely. But you can see that Luna already off to a hot start. 11-2 right there in the top lane is down bottom. Y gonna take one little punch there from the Dark Willow, and a fissure block off Yatoro on the other side, but not within that tower range. So we'll be able to get away with some extra damage. Tango, as well as the Quelling Blade through, and he's fine.
That's a nice Fissure though. That's a pretty good chunk of damage on him there. Just the harass. Only has a single Tango left. No salves currently on Miposhka. So you know that courier, you know, makes the call, rings him up, and it's gonna be running with a salve in that top lane now. So if there's any chance here for LGD to score a kill, it might be sooner rather than later.
Too true. Gotta look for that opening.
Down bottom. Really trying to pressure too. They keep pump faking this Fissure up top.
Yeah. I mean, if you catch him on the wrong side of it, it's going to be a ton of damage out with those treants. But even without it, right? Just the one Fissure and a couple punches from Faith Beyond, he hits really hard. They will be bringing over that courier now. Miposhka needs to make sure this one does not get sniped by XinQ.
Hopefully you're not losing it to a Shaker.
Yeah, true enough.
But this bottom lane, lots of harass being spammed out here from Mira and Collapse as well. But it's a Morphling, it's an IO. Morphling in itself a very frustrating hero to lane versus due to the regen mechanics and the ability to morph strength and agi, but comboed up with an IO. It's pretty rough trying to get a kill, but you know, more players, they tend to go for some of these overextensions, so maybe he'll get a bit greedy there.
Right, and even, you know, just the pressuring and forcing him to switch over attribute shift, it makes it a little bit harder for the Morph to last hit. So it's not all bad, as XinQ is going to make that big move over underneath the ward and going to steal away the small camp. How many does he get? Not a ton, but nothing to say. Able to sneak a few as well.
All right, interesting stuff there. It does sacrifice the top water room potential there. Well, I say that, actually, Miposhka
moves in. TORONTOTOKYO gonna be able to pick up this water rune and maybe get some extra pressure onto XinQ. Jumps forward and there's the first blood. TORONTOTOKYO draws it.
Oh, well done by Miposhka. Like, not even just, he basically baited out that rune, right? Let XinQ coming a little bit too close, get the first blood for Team Spirit, and they're off to a hot start in game 2 after already surprising pretty much everyone by going up 1 game. I mean, I agree. I thought their draft was better last game, but you know, we just keep wondering, like, how long will the magic last with this team?
It does seem like just an unbelievably improbable run. To think that this team came all the way through in the qualifiers. We're down 2-1 in that series against Empire, and now up 1 game against the, you know, odds-on favorites.
Oh,
this collapse, skewer, pull back. And they do some good damage there on Ame. But he will not be under too much pressure of losing his life. He's going to get the deny. A little cheeky there. I like to see it from the Morph.
That's a Morph player. That's what that is right there. And, you know, nothing to say. Maybe not a Pango player. I have some theories, guys. I mean, that was his, as far as I could find, mind you, I looked pretty quickly. That was his 2nd professional Pango match.
Yeah.
Now, they played a lot of Pango when he wasn't available to play for PSG.LGD. And, of course, Coach Chaba stepping in, playing a masterful Pango. You know, he did really well, and we've had this discussion of like how he sort of controls the macro game to help these players so they can think more about their own heroes and their own item builds, and they have a clear identity of like what I'm supposed to do in this game. But if you're not experienced on the hero, that formula doesn't work so well.
True enough.
But he's got a less draft now. Much better hero for Nothing to Say.
Very comfortable. Comfy time for Nothing to Say. And so far, he's doing fairly well. The early first blood onto TORONTOTOKYO giving that puck the advantage as another stack up on those camps. And now, trying to scout for these runes. Miposhka just within vision there, and Nightmare. It's going to use a lot of mana there. And TORONTOTOKYO gets the haste down bottom, so a little bit of luck and a little bit of good rotations, helping out Team Spirit.
Yeah, even threatening to have the TP in there, Miposhka will be all right, and actually just starts going right back on the aggressive. Will only catch a sentry though, no obs taken away there. So we heard a lot of discussion actually last game from Insania talking about like the power runes and the strength you're going to have from that right here, and especially for a puck, a hero that's really capable of trying to abuse that, because you want to be making these early rotations with the Dream Coil. And it looks like not going to secure another kill there.
Yeah, I think it's an important point to make, is that you've got to watch so carefully on any of these other side lanes. If LGD overstep, they get a little bit close to a tower, puck could easily make that rotation and kill off a couple.
Oh, Miposhka gets spotted on the way out here. So did sentry on the pillar, was kind of checking around, finding some wards, and then putting obs down by the Ancients. And there is a sentry here on XinQ, so this could be pretty painful.
Oh,
he's got it, right?
All right, they see it. I was right on the edge.
That's a huge D ward. That was a lot of time spent from Miposhka.
And at the same time, LGD gonna move in and head up top. Why and Nothing to Say together. Are they gonna try and make a kill here onto the Luna a little bit far out? And we'll see if they can connect with this one, but...
This is a tower kill gank.
Yeah.
They're ganking that tower. It's not moving. They don't have to worry about it. Luna, she's kind of fast, you know. She's got some night vision, maxed out Lunar Blessing. But a tower, it doesn't move.
True enough. We're gonna move in and take this one down.
Marcy, can she just throw the tower somewhere?
It's a possibility.
Ideas?
Dare to dream.
Okay, that went down really fast.
Yeah, this is a problem potentially. The early group up right there and the fact that you can't really contest it at all. Yatoro heads back into the jungle to farm up his medium camp.
Look at Miposhka. He actually got spotted there. He did step in vision for a moment. And a correctly drawn line here from Y, I believe, is to his current path.
But they did get down that ward. We'll see if that one gets taken away by LGD. As down bottom, able to go for the RP now, connecting on to Ame, but I don't know if this is going to translate into a kill.
No, they don't think so, at least. They're not.
Skewer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they bring in the IO as well, and that's going to be more than enough. Ame backs away perfectly fine.
Miposhka is just like, can I get something done here? You know, my wards. A little D Warden here, just roaming around. You know, it's actually Y, who's well known for being such a roamer, but on this IO having to play a little bit closer to his ally.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a change-up in styles there. We saw a bunch of that rotation going on in the last game from him, as Miposhka, on his Bane, finds another courier kill.
Yeah, for Y, despite being a 5 player, he actually gets often categorized by like some of the information scrapers in Dota as a roaming hero. We've been told by some of our stats people, just because he spends so much time going between the lanes.
So Ame, Collapse, facing off with each other. And just the focus right now on the farm, stacking up the camps. Ame again moves up to come and contest this, and Collapse, I don't know if they're really going to be able to do all that much to stop him. Very interesting, but Fissure up top. Now the follow-up, looking for it. Faith Beyond there as well, and this is going to be a kill.
That's a pretty stark difference to the 3 heroes stalking the Radiant carry. You know, they got to get this kill, right?
They got to get something here, that's for sure. Miposhka's waiting off to the side. Nightmare down, a couple punches, but they bring in the IO, trade off that Nightmare, and that's going to be more than enough for the moment. But why? Also drop it low, not low enough. Instead, they turn, find Collapse. One more touch is not enough with Faith Beyond. TPing in, they might be able to find him here.
That was the trusty shovel keeping him alive.
Yeah, heading down to the south. TP is available, but Collapse in some trouble. Does the Spirit connect? Ugh, not quite going to be on the mark. He gets out.
Trusty shovel indeed. And up top, nothing to say. Zoning back TORONTOTOKYO as he kind of came in to invade on the Ancients, but the pressure will stay in the bottom lane. We already saw how quickly that top tower went down. No point slowing down here for PSG.LGD.
It's interesting though, right? Because you can see that this is a dynamic that we've seen multiple times throughout this tournament. You have Team Spirit with a little bit of a lead, even though it's LGD that are taking down more of the towers. Just that stacking up, farming mentality we're seeing from Spirit right here.
And look at the treants put out here. They're watching for TORONTOTOKYO, right?
Yeah.
Because they know that everything's on this Dream Coil. That's by far the easiest way for them to initiate. So you just fan out your units like that from Faith Beyond. And unless they're going to smoke in, you're going to catch that puck.
And instead, they're going to find the Dream Coil towards the mid lane, trying to take down this Lech. Do they have enough? Yes. TORONTOTOKYO picks up that kill. And with that, a 3,000 gold lead this early on for Team Spirit.
Bit of a theme, I feel like, in these two games from PSG.LGD. Ame did a similar thing last game on the Ursa, where he kind of stayed in an area which seems like, surely, you know, like you're in trouble, you know?
Right.
He ended up dying on the Ursa in the top lane. And this time, you know, at least they got a favorable trade. They took a tower after that, which I think was part of the plan for PSG.LGD, but they were able to zone back on that bottom tower, shove the wave back out, and now even Collapse running in behind the tower, checking for a courier and everything down here. They're not willing to just, like, you know, give you the, like, take the kill and then just give you the tower. They're able to defend after as well.
Right.
Okay, but now that pressure is coming mid.
Era. They're going to get onto the Brambles. Thought about that RP, but calls it off afterwards. And again, nothing to say in the mid lane, starting to push down this tier 1 tower with XinQ in tow. And why? They'll get it. It's so interesting to me, right? Because you think about traditionally what people think of these styles of play, and Team Spirit definitely going the more farming route in this one. You saw there for a second the last hits that Yatoro has. 135 compared to the 69 of Ame.
Yeah. Oh, Yatoro actually spotted out here, but they're not going to have anything in time to catch. But that also comes back to just the idea of punishing that Dream Coil, right? It was used. You killed me. All right, congratulations. But I'm a Leshrac. I don't have any cooldowns. When I respawn, I'm coming right back. I'm taking that tower. But as you said, to the timings, like PSG.LGD, Y has said before, like, we love picking for scale. We like to be very balanced. We're comfortable going late because we think we make better decisions at that point in the game. And even though this is a pretty fast lineup from PSG.LGD, it does have some late game tools, right? The Morph Shaker, of course, if you get to that, can really go against anything at this point.
It is a little bit terrifying. You're not wrong. Actually queuing up the Dragon Lance right now on Ame. So obviously, he could maybe disassemble that later and build it into the axe if he wants.
Yeah, we see that a lot versus the Luna, because it makes like a really nice little matchup, right? Where she's kind of got this like zone that you're trying to play out of and kite her just a little bit. Gives you that tank ability versus all this magic damage there too. Really balanced item to start out with.
So Team Spirit nursing that 2K gold lead, as on the other side, LGD trying to keep the pressure onto these buildings. Up top, nothing to say is there. The 4 points in Edict forces out the glyph.
Wow, that was a pretty easy glyph to get, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Didn't have to commit that hard at all. I mean, Collapse had already TP'd up there too, so I can imagine they'd like to go for another one soon. And as we approach, you know, sort of past the laning stage, we start thinking, you know, how's the Roche looking this game? They could take it relatively early, right? You get an early DD with this lineup with Nature's Prophet and Morphling, they might opt for it.
And look at this movement in before the Blink Dagger on Shaker. Oh, Nightmare by Miposhka to dodge the stun, but Yatoro is still in some trouble as they run him down. It was good, but it wasn't good enough.
TORONTOTOKYO's coming, but they are too tanky. I mean, you see these stacked up heroes, maybe you're sort of thinking about going in for the Dream Coil, but it's a bit too much. They're just so tanky right now.
And instead, they try and find a pick off here. Nothing to say. The rest of his friends a little ways away. XinQ making the move over. They're going to get the terrorize. That's going to get the tether snap. And afterwards, the ulti coming from Willow, but nothing to say getting the regen from Y. Keeping his core player alive.
With the wand, with the IO, this early hood into the Eternal Shroud as well. They're going to have some issues bringing down this Leshrac without the Luna being there.
Yeah, I mean, you just get blown up like that. I mean, obviously a great nightmare dodge of the stun that came in, but in the end, you need to get that BKB online, as we've seen time and again, and Yatoro trying to get towards it now. As LGD starting to cut a little bit into this lead here. And also getting a little bit of free time right now for LaNm to farm up.
Yeah, I think TORONTOTOKYO is starting to just think about like his role in this game, what he can do. You know, Puck obviously pretty versatile in terms of the builds. Thinking about an early Aeon disc here. And we'll have to get out of this one. Even go for the a TP in there. Very nice play to even preempt that by blinking somewhere else for the TP. Could have set something up there. They also have the Orchid ready on this push here, so with the relocate in 5 seconds, everyone can be top lane right now for PSG.LGD. For Team Spirit, they don't see very much. I mean, they're rotating a lot of heroes to that bottom lane. I think they just have to go for the counter push.
Yeah, there's no other play really. And they have a glyph still on LGD as well.
They need this blink dagger on collapse before they can defend.
It's going to be too much too quickly otherwise. And you can see getting very close. Collapse just going to farm up the rest of these camps here. Well, bottom, Team Spirit trying to pressure that in.
TORONTOTOKYO, he's got the veil.
Okay.
He's got the blink.
He's thinking.
How bold is he?
This guy's crazy. We've seen it time and again, and Fate Beyond shows up.
He just wants the creeps. That's all he's going for here.
Oh, Fate Beyond spots him. The silence is there. That's the Orchid reveal, and he is mega dead.
Yeah, he's really greedy. Yeah, it turns out. Oh, you know, you got a full creep wave. That's quite a bit of gold, too.
True.
But almost a certainty when you go over that play.
This does stop the backdoor protection, though. So this is going to stay alive a little bit longer, forcing LGD in this area for a bit. But eventually it will fall.
And already 50 on back to that bottom lane to just push that back out, too. So very well orchestrated there from PSG.LGD. But the courier, it holds the key. Ice Frog, little courier, delivering a blink dagger to collapse. So, you know, he's got a few more things queued up there you guys might have seen already in this tournament. The Shard, the Force Staff. He's made a couple plays. Perhaps some highlight reel ones.
He's been absolutely spectacular.
I think he needs a couple more this game.
True enough. Not if LGD have anything to say about it. They've also had a few highlights at times. And playing on that Earthshaker with the Morphling, you just know that there's pain coming if they're left to free farm in this one.
That's really the worst part of just staying in the upper bracket. Less highlights, you know, less games to play.
True enough, yeah.
Especially when you crush your opponent so hard, and then finally being challenged now by Team Spirit.
They're up one game again. Cinderella story that hasn't died yet. And seeing if it can continue on here in this game number 2. The BKB is done. Taking a look at a few of these other items around the map. Collapse has that blink done. XinQ getting closer to his, has it completed as well now. So all of the big fighting items online.
That's a bit frightening. It feels so good because, like, obviously as the offlaner, you got to get these like earlier items. You got Bracer, got a mech, and then you get your blink dagger. When you're playing as a support, you just got that one thing you're striving for, and it's kind of unfortunate when they match up like that because, like, now it feels like your offlaner can actually play, but XinQ, like, this is an excellent counter initiation to have right now. With the way that their lineup's kind of set up, like, he can just lurk for so long. He can just wait on the side, and what kind of vision is going to catch him, right? Maybe an orb. Maybe you can take a fight at night like this and have the advantageous vision.
Oh, but the Stewer back immediately onto nothing to say, but he's going to live through that. Nice jump out there. XinQ saving the day even under that ward.
I mean, they have relocate, they have Fisher.
Yeah, they were super ready.
That is a tough one, but at least the relocate gets burnt, right?
Yeah.
So that is something for them, but immediately into the Roche.
Oh, and LGD gonna make a bit of a sneaky play here. Did Team Spirit know that this is going on?
Where's your DD, guys?
They're gonna have to push. I mean, this is down to about half HP now. Team Spirit, it's really well covered by the vision of LGD as well, but they're going to smoke up now. Can they get there in time? Aegis, it's super low now. They pull back onto XinQ, going to try and take him down first, and they will get that kill, but it comes at the cost of the Aegis on Ame. No leaving it in the pit this time for any other teams.
No, no.
For IG, everybody knows.
At the very least, you do get yourselves a kill from that, but surely still happy, you know, XinQ. That's basically an exchange. Sometimes you trade a Roche for a tower. Sometimes someone on your team just needs to go and kind of feed to block out the smoke. And in this case, that was just a small feed to help things out here. So another game where like the kills have also stayed pretty low.
True.
From game 1 and game 2. Feels like teams are being very picky about their engagements.
So much on the line. It's incredibly tense for these teams. And again, you start to wonder how much the pressure is going to be affecting these plays. We'll have to keep our eyes out for it for sure. But Ame with the Aegis, another 4 minutes with this. And I believe this is going to be the Manta coming out pretty soon for him as well. He can start to play with a little bit more freedom here, potentially.
And currently they already have amazing vision in the top lane. You can see this ward just been staying on the high ground here. About a quarter of its duration left. NothingToSay feels confident enough to be up there. They already control the outpost since they took that tier 2 so early. Team Spirit again just forced to try and hold on and try and build everything up into Yatoro this game. Does of course have this buffed up carry mentality that we've been working towards in this main bracket event for pretty much every team. You're going to have the empowered Luna, but you know, it's not the wolf bite, it's not the tiny. So Yatoro got to do some heavy lifting here.
Potentially, they have a nightmare, and then the walk away. They actually relocate into this one.
There's relocate, there's Nature's Providence. You know, it's very scary. If you don't have that really quick burst, you don't really want to take it right now for Team Spirit. But they forced out some rotations at the very least. They got to try and hold this tower, I think, or else this really wasn't worth it.
No IO save this time, though. That's the danger of the relocate. Nothing to say outside of vision. They don't see him. Now they do. The pullback going to be able to get that skewer. The vision not quick enough. And NothingToSay goes down, now looking for more. Ame has to be careful. XinQ there as well. Oh, but Ame with the waveform through it. Brilliant play. And on this afterwards. Now the chase, looking for more. Can they control? Do they have enough for the kill? The Terrorize comes out, but he got the strength form off. Faith Beyond jumps away. The skewer back onto 2. And the RP, collapsed it into him again.
And look, they're just surrounding him. There's no chance to help. They have the IO, you have the shaker, but
there is nothing else left in the tank there for Ame, although trying to TP out, but the stun comes through right at the end. And LGD, another triple kill for Yatoro. And Y will manage to escape from that one, but a huge win for Spirit here in game number 2.
That is massive. Oh, what an amazing defense. And Class does it twice in the fight with the skewers, catching NothingToSay. Like, you know, you talk about this idea with like the Aegis and like, what are you supposed to do with this Aegis? Are we supposed to push towers? Is that the goal right now? So, you know, should it be on the Morphling? You know, right? Doesn't he kind of feel like the harder target to get in the first place, and instead you're sort of hanging NothingToSay out to dry? Like, he gets one skewer and there was no chance to save him.
Yeah, I mean, again, part of that is also the decision to stick around after that relocate was used, because that's probably part of their idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's your easiest long-range save, right?
Unreal. 5-6. And Team Spirit playing just absolutely great Dota.
Yeah, I'm sensing a smoke up Echo Slam here soon. You know, this is what you do. You lost your Aegis and you're like, okay guys, this is fine, this is fine. Group out, we're gonna smoke, we've got our other tools back. Let's go dunk on some people.
XinQ so often has been the answer and the playmaker for this LGD lineup. Whether it's the Snapfire or this Earthshaker, whatever it is that he's playing, he's making the big moves. So 21 minutes in now, and Yatoro continues to farm. I mean, this is the thing that's really scary, right? Like, how many times have we seen these Lunas just get completely out of control and then just walk high ground with an Aegis? And now it also feels like they have some of those tools with the Blinks online to actually win those Aegis fights as well.
Yeah, sometimes they don't leave that high ground. It just takes one sort of mounting up there and it's over. Part of the reason why they can be a little bit patient here for Team Spirit, but patience, you know, that's not something they're very well known for.
Scary Invis, and then the smoke up afterwards. Team Spirit looking on the hunt, but LGD sensing danger coming their way will retreat out. Just
is he gonna horn toss him again, Lyrical? Don't tell me he's gonna horn toss them again.
Oh my god, he got him again, Trent! They did it to him as they find the pickoff. Collapse, you're too good.
What a smell.
Unreal.
Oh, they're so good at just finding that one kill and like waiting for this timing too of just this. Oh, they caught him on the zip.
They pull him back in afterwards. Why? In some trouble. Skewer a little bit off the mark, but the Brambles are there for round 2 of it. Team Spirit, they came to play on finals day, taking down Secret, now looking to go up 2-0 in the series against LGD.
Meanwhile, Faith@Beyond at least, you know, getting something back, right?
Yeah,
go grab that outpost, get it. But man, losing the Roche into just like taking over the map right now for Team Spirit. They're just having fun. That's what they say, right? They look like they're having fun. Well, Miposhka looks like he's having fun. For someone who's playing Bane, that's as much fun as your face gets, I think. You know,
they're on top of it, killing it, and we'll see now if LGD can pull this back. I mean, again, we've talked so much about the effect that pressure has in this lineup. In a lot of ways, built to try and just win the Aegis. Not a whole lot else is going to be acceptable for them and the sort of standards that they set for themselves. 5-8.
I love how you see the sentry they put outside the base too, because I had the same thought. I'm just like, where was that ward? Like, how did this Magnus do that? You know, and just nothing. They're just Collapse is just too good. He just feels it. He just goes. At the very least, yeah, it's a lot of sentries.
They're all over the place.
And, you know, that's because they also have the gem, I believe, still, yeah, on TORONTOTOKYO. So they know that they're in trouble when it comes to the vision game. And so you get into this place where you're just kind of spamming them everywhere. And you know, you heard our lovely draft panel, as well as Insania, talking about like the sustain and everything, and Insania pointed out just like how much more valuable that healing is on the earlier end, right? You know,
yes.
About trying to get as many of these like these mechs and these holy lockets as early as you can in the game, and when you have to spend on sentries, that can be a bit tough. But at the same time, you have a Shaker on your team, so you're making a sacrifice in terms of the goal to ensure that Blink Dagger is going to be there. Unfortunately, they haven't really gotten much out of the Shaker. Couple nice saves, but XinQ's still waiting for his big moment.
And it's tough, right? Because you have to sort of go in and make that chaos happen first with the rest of the heroes on LGD, and specifically NothingToSay. And he's built all these items to try and stay alive. The Eternal Shroud, going for the Halberd, now into the Plate Mail. And it has just not been able to be enough to keep him alive against the big plays from Collapse. MVP in this game too.
And now? It's nighttime once again. So what do? We smoke. You got night vision, right? You have the advantage there. They're gonna have to rely on the trans from Faith@Beyond if they want to scout some of these plays out. That is the vision that they have at night. But the edge certainly belongs to Team Spirit.
Absolutely. As they move up onto the high ground, XinQ feels like he's safe, but they drop down the ward right away. XinQ manages to get out of there, has that shard to create that separation. But again, a ward dewarded and taken away vision from LGD.
They're just going to do the sweeping motion here, right? They actually scanned ahead to see if he could blink in there. He's checking the high ground. Yeah. You know, Collapse wants this so bad.
He's ready. He feels the moment, dude. He is so on top of it. Waiting for the vision.
Yeah. NothingToSay is going so far back. He's like, no.
He knows. Fool me. Oh my God, that was close. Fissure afterwards. They're sensing it. And they back out of there in time.
He is feeling it today.
Came close there.
I mean, that's what's so cool about the spell, though, is that you can just fish.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes you're not going to catch anything. Sometimes you get yourselves the big old whale.
You know what's also so interesting about this? Like, those 2 outposts are still held by LGD. They're keeping so much pressure on the map by LGD, and Team Spirit, it doesn't look like they're that interested in trying to take it back. They're just looking for those kills now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, it's going to be a very long Roche spawn, because that's kind of what they're playing for right now for Team Spirit, right? It's just like, we don't want to rush anything. We just need one more good fight. We're going to clear up this entire base with our Luna, and we want the Roche for that. So they're going to be trying to control around the pit. Someone's going to sit in there. They're going to wait. They're going to be very disappointed for 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
There you go.
And that's just time for PSG.LGD. So what can we stall for here is the question. Shiva's coming out relatively soon for NothingToSay, but the Aghanim's, that's what we're stalling for. So whenever you get in trouble as a Morphling, you look to say, how good is Monet's game is it? And it's like, oh yeah, right, we picked Morph Shaker. So we do have that going.
That's going to be the big window that they're looking for. Only 2 points in Enchant Totem right now for that Shaker. But can still be devastating with all the lockdown that you get.
Now, interesting things that we're going to have to watch during that, though, will be the fact that it's the Aeon Disc on the puck, right? So they're going to be looking to catch and chain and even just try and, like, go through that stats resistance while it's actually active on TORONTOTOKYO and just trying to, like, keep chaining him down because he's not going to have the BKB. And then after that, we also know that Collapse, he really likes these kind of cheeky items, right? He doesn't like BKB. You've seen the plays this guy's making.
There's the Aeon Disc out. TORONTOTOKYO not concerned, just blinks away after the Aeon Disc is procced. And also getting that D-ward again.
So the question will be, when they come high ground, you know, will you find this big morph shaker play? Are you going to catch these heroes without the immunity that they need to survive what is obviously a pretty terrifying duo of heroes?
Faith_Beyond shows for a second, collapse, looks for an opening, sees him there. There's an opening, the horn toss, the pullback with Skewer, and immediately gets the kill. Nothing is free, not even pushing out a wave.
That's the kind of punish that you need. I mean, they felt pretty free on this map, right? Because they are moving around as a single unit for Team Spirit, right? And that's why we're spotting some of these heroes just like Faith_Beyond's randomly in a spot pushing on a wave, NothingToSay. That's why they were able to control the outposts for so much longer than you might expect, considering the situation that Team Spirit was in. But the punishes are free, and so they will go back once more for a disappointing look inside the Roche pit, and then wait another 30 seconds, and then they'll go back and do it again.
But look at this. They have that LaNm Scepter done on the Morphling now. Puck also just finishing an LaNm Scepter and has an Arcane Rune bottled.
They're like sending in Wipers. Just these slow movements in. Ready to tether back off Sentry. It's going to catch both.
They have vision right away.
They know they're there.
Collapse. Oh, he doesn't go for it.
We've seen them go into these trees so many times.
Collapse.
I would not be surprised.
He's thinking about it. XinQ is back there.
Oh, they're just baiting out.
Yeah, they're waiting on it. And Faith_Beyond in the meantime farming on the other side.
And the Radiant, they scanned that pit there to no success. They're going to send in the Treants though. So, PSG.LGD, they're in the know. They've got the Morphling, with the Aghanims, with the Shaker, and a team that really wants the Roche. They have a plan.
This could be LGD's comeback here. Can they make it happen though?
And how long can you sort of like control and force the focus of Team Spirit to be here, and what are you gaining on the rest of the map? I mean, again, they're fanning out a bit here, and you have the global teleportation up in 10 seconds for Faith_Beyond. Yeah, you have Ame just farming the Dire Ancients right now, so...
Are they going to give up this
There go the Treants. I mean, they know they're in there right now. I highly doubt they just give this up for free.
Yatoro is still inside here. They're moving over now. Faith_Beyond getting some Treants out, starting to move into position. They're going to lay down these brambles.
They're actually doing this so slow that maybe PSG.LGD are just kind of fine with this.
Are they really going to give up Roche for this, though?
I think they just can't get into position, right? I mean, they don't have the best vision around the area. They actually see absolutely nothing right now, so... I mean, they know they're in there. They've sent in the Treants, but again, how do you get that initiation when, you know, you're so reliant on... You'd rather just fight on the high ground at this point.
All right, well... LGD give that one up. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them later, as Mira is going to push out this lane up top. Faith_Beyond very close, and they're going to have to deal with their lanes, because this is one thing that's definitely beneficial for LGD is their split push potential. Faith_Beyond, BKB with that Orchid. XinQ shows up. Yatoro up on the high ground. Nothing to say there as well. They have great vision on Team Spirit, and now showing in the lane. They're thinking about going. They pull him back in, and he is done. Can they go for any more now? They have full control onto the Luna, but Luna just walks away.
Dire's middle tower
Living yet again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's thinking about, like, is there a buyback play there? Because that's a pretty bold Sentry to place down.
On just like that, Team Spirit with Aegis in hand. Faith_Beyond could maybe go for a play there, but TORONTOTOKYO not showing himself, has the boots of travel to join with the rest of the team.
Right? They had the ward near the base. They actually saw that Ame was moving over here.
Oh man, this would be such a huge pickup if they can get him.
The spider legs.
Walking in, they get him with the horn toss, chasing down for more. Ame's done! Team Spirit, everywhere they go, people die.
It's the ward game, you know? Just spots them heading over there. That ward near the base. Lets them know. They chase it down. And now they go up. Will they leave is the real question. There is a glyph available for the Radiant.
True enough. They walk up high ground, and Yatoro going to start beating away, laying claim to this area. In the meantime, Faith_Beyond's going to try and push up that top side, but they catch him right away with the glyph. Collapse, pulls him back in, breaks the coil. Team Spirit, they're just playing too clean today. LGD need more. They don't have buyback on this Morphling. They can't get 2 racks at the very least on the side of Spirit, but I mean,
do you need 2 racks?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, maybe Faith_Beyond is actually starting to take this one down. Now the jump in, there's the BKB. Faith_Beyond still has that Orchid available, but the turn off to the side. Oh, great Orchid to interrupt, and that will be enough to get him out.
That was really well done with the BKB TV. It's like there's one answer, right?
Yeah.
Finds in there with the Orchid, so well done indeed. He will at least take a tier 3, so that's something, but of course there's still lots of time. You know, 2.5 minutes for a Luna to just run back to your base. She's pretty fast.
You're not wrong about that one, and can start pressuring down these other towers. There's no more glyph either. The Team Spirit want to make another run at this with the Aegis. They're just so far ahead already. 10k gold. It does not look particularly close.
Yeah, the boots are traveling there from TORONTOTOKYO, so he's just able to push out this bottom lane. He can be there in a flash too, trying to match some of this global capability that's there from PSG.LGD, but they're still waiting for their shining moment of Morph Shaker. They are in this game, believe it or not.
Just haven't had an opening. Satanic now done too for the Luna.
Couriers just flying in everywhere, dropping off all these new items to Team Spirit.
I mean, Yatoro's almost 10k gold up on the next hero on the enemy team. LGD just don't have an answer for this Luna, particularly with the Aegis. And it looks so free for him. This is the path to victory for Spirit to go up 2-0 over LGD.
They gotta guard this wave that's with them though. Phaethon has caught the next one. They're scanning that he's actually still there, so he's going back TORONTOTOKYO. He's gonna try and hunt down Phaethon.
Oh, and off to the side, they get the vision. Tries to chase him down there. There's the silence, the coil afterwards. Still hits pretty hard on Phaethon, but with collapse in the area, they're gonna break the coil and kill off the Prophet.
How fast does he need to buy back is the question.
Oh man.
Can they actually like force it here? I mean, it's gonna be a while for the lanes, right? That's kind of why you're able to sacrifice your life sometimes on Nature's Prophet. I don't think they can punish this simply by the speed at which creeps walk.
Haste.
So it'll be a little bit more time now for LGD. But what are you gaining in this time? You know, there's gonna be a Scotty done, so that is pretty huge actually. Scotty and the Morphling versus this Luna. And again, the Satanic.
I mean, it's looked so one-sided partially because LGD haven't taken that fight yet, right? Like, and there's still going to be that window when they have the, you know, Ag Shaker and can go in all at once together. It's just they're waiting for that perfect fight. Still have to be careful of that one on Team Spirit. And with this Aegis, you would have to imagine it would come soon.
Well, Collapse, you know, I think he wants his perfect game here. It's the only one who hasn't died so far on Team Spirit.
Absolutely carrying out of that off lane.
No kills too. So giving, you know, such a charitable off laner.
That's the way it's supposed to be, absolutely. Ooh, also Aether Lens for the extra range. So much range on absolutely everything in this game for him. But they're gonna get set up again. Morphling sending in the courier. This one might get scouted here, and
oh, it's on the way out.
Oh, with the lucid beam.
Yeah, using the lucid beam and
well
the shard.
played. That was that the Scotty? Oh
yeah,
God,
it was.
killing that Scotty.
Almost 3 minutes of no Scotty, but you know, it's okay. You know, LGD, they don't actually see enemy heroes. They just see enemy creep waves. Right? That's the goal right now.
Okay.
The creeps are the true enemy. So that's why Faith Beyond, you know, he's not up top where the heroes are. He's down bottom where the creeps are. Just keep pushing them out. Keep them away from your base.
Try and extend this as long as possible and then force Team Spirit into a bad position. And you know, in the last couple of minutes, they caught up in terms of net worth.
You know, you look at this Morph, he just keeps climbing.
Will it be enough though? If they can make the most of this, dodge fights, and then possibly get another fight around that next Aegis, that might be their window with the BKB on Ame.
I think what's very impressive from Team Spirit is how long they have just kept this single like ball rolling around together, and they're not panicking. Because a lot of teams, it gets to this point where like it feels like you've been roaming around for so long, and like now the Aegis is gone, so people said like they fan out a bit and they farm, right?
Yeah.
Morph Shaker will punish that with relocate, you know, with a Nature's Prophet. They will find you. They will kill you if you try and go it on your own.
But with all the lanes pushed out now, Team Spirit, without that Aegis, still going to walk up and hit this a couple of times. You have 3,200 HP on Yatoro as well as the butterfly gun.
And they have this ward on the high ground that LGD don't know about.
Collapse.
They have collapse.
So often he's been the one to make those big plays. They're continuing to push in the bottom lane. LGD hoping for an overreaction from Team Spirit. As they walk up, start to hit these racks, but likewise, bottom lane is being pushed in.
They've morphed in as well, actually. He's fully committed to the Shaker.
Terrorized afterwards, caught with the fear and the horn toss to pull back. They got nothing to say.
He's so far away.
They don't have a way to get to him. He is going to die here as they get the Fiend's grip off and the eventual right click down to death.
Oh, TORONTOTOKYO in the back. He caught one on the way in.
Gets one! On to XinQ, he's in trouble now as well. They find themselves another pick-off potential actually here. XinQ, nothing else left in the tank, falls down.
That's a nice play. Very heads up there from TORONTOTOKYO, just not letting him just get away with offering up the sacrifice of the Leshrac, you know, not just the goat. We're gonna take what is Shaker? Cow?
There you go.
We'll take that too.
Right.
Yeah.
They're keeping these lanes pushed out. This is the only thing. We've seen a couple of teams, you think back to that Quincy Crew game, they were able to keep the lanes shoved in constantly and eventually win with an all-in push. And that might have to be what we see from LGD as well. Maybe a relocate play with Morphling or something like that.
No, do not say that. I won't allow it.
You won't
not
allow
here. Not some DD relocate Morphling.
There's a chance. There's potentially a way. You got to be careful of your team spirit. With this global potential that they have on LGD, anything could happen.
The last outer tower. Now gone. PSG.LGD.
Faith Beyond AC done. And Team Spirit starting to sense Roche going to be back up. 10 seconds. And with that, it could be the window to close this game out for Team Spirit.
All right, refresher or eggs? What are we getting?
I'm down for either. As it will respawn right now.
Get the eggs.
Interesting. Smoke up though. LGD. Is this finally the fight that they feel comfortable with? They have been sitting on this Ag Shaker for so long. Or Ag's Morphling rather, with the Shaker. BKB now done to boot.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Maybe they get XinQ and eggs here. Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
You can see Team Spirit not comfortable just hitting away in the Roche pit. Nothing to say walks in. Yatoro up front and center. Jeez. Nothing to say, they jump in. There's the control, the damage out. Miposhka's dead, buys back immediately. Yatoro turns to fight, destroys Nothing to Say. They got him, caught to the side. Ame in some trouble, hitting from the low ground. How many misses are there? It doesn't matter as they chase him down and kill him off. A great win for Team Spirit as they will find more and more. Unbelievable.
Oh, the chase continues.
Yatoro just chases him down, and Echo afterwards trying to buy a little bit of space. Nothing to say, but can he'll collapse, trying to take him down, but no, it won't happen. On the side, TORONTOTOKYO will fall, with the big stun afterwards. Yatoro moving in. He's big, he's bad, he's Luna, trying to kill him off. The fear, the pullback, collapse, he's got him. XinQ looking dead as well as they turn and hit. Another one bites the dust, but they buy back now on XinQ. Faith Beyond getting absolutely shredded. Yatoro is too big as they catch him in again. The pushback, they got him caught and gonna maybe find the kill. Nothing to say, down low, dead. Another huge win, Team Spirit. They won't be denied. The Hortoss catches onto XinQ, and Yatoro just slaughter.
The way they play these fights, they're so in sync with one another. GG is called. They call it a Cinderella story. Well, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Unreal.
They look good.
And we got a crowd up there. Talent, very excited for this young team's present. They have been absolutely dominant in this one. 2-0.
It's not just the fact that they won 2 games, it's the way they won these games. The patience exhibited here is not something of a young team of like, oh, we crushed the lanes and we're totally owning this game. They were patient.
Yes.
They knew their timing. They watched for the only way for PSG